by Rotimi Ojomoyela. Unlike in the past when the race for Ekiti state governorship seat was narrowed to just two popular political parties, the July 14, 2018 gubernatorial election in Ekiti will be a fierce battle. Not only between the traditional rivals, the All Progressives Congress (APC) and ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP), but also other parties making efforts to ensure they have remarkable presence in the impending electoral battle. Governor Ayodele Fayose has never left anyone in doubt his determination to implant a legacy, especially conscious of the fact that this outing may buoy his political career or sink it. His continued relevance in Nigeria political space depends heavily on this election, and once he succeeds in installing a successor, he becomes a factor and rallying point in Southwest. The prospect of becoming a godfather is too tempting to ignore. If he wishes, he could decide to go and retire in the Senate, like his colleagues. Added to this are the opportunity of deciding political fate of his followers and wielding enormous political and economic power at will. These and more are the major reasons he's putting everything into this election, and little wonder he has made continuity his major mantra and battle cry, which has become the campaign slogan of the PDP, and it's being virulently pursued so that it can gain traction and acceptability among the populace. Determined to burst the Fayose-led PDP bubble and abort the ruling party's continuity agenda, APC is fielding an old horse, former Governor Kayode Fayemi, who has rekindled the waning influence and determination of the party to reclaim the seat it lost to the incumbent 4 years ago. Political pundits in the state observed that this year's race promises to be an interesting one, because out of the 35 parties vying for the governorship seat, a few of the hitherto unknown parties have suddenly come to life with the emergence of the flag-bearers who had been key players in politics. They however added that many of them are just in the race on paper because they do not have any significant presence in the state and the candidates are largely unknown. Out of the 35 political parties, 10 of them have been making appreciable presence, erected structures across the 16 local government and 177 wards. They have also been traversing the nooks and crannies of the state, canvassing for votes. Here are 10 of those candidates. Kola Olusola, PDP. The PDP flag-bearer, Kolapo Olusola, is a professor of building technology, a 50-year-old academic and current deputy governor of the state. Olusola graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, ILIFE, in 1990 with bachelor's degree in building technology. He was retained in the university where he served until his appointment as the state's number 2 man. Olusola never held any political office until his current position as deputy governor. His 4 years of political tutelage under an acclaimed grassroots politician, Fayose, has made up for whatever lapses in his political vitae. The massive support of Fayose, a 2-term governor and experienced politician, is an impetus for the realization of his governorship ambition. Olusola has traversed many towns and villages in the state seeking the votes of Ekiti electorate. His campaign promises are anchored on the continuation of the 6 cardinal programs of his principal. They are qualitative education, infrastructural development, health services, stomach infrastructure, human capital development and women development. Olusola has never taken time to expatiate on how he would bring radical development to Ekiti state. But he never shied away from saying rhetorically that he won't deviate from the populist and grassroots approach of his boss, Fayose, to gain upper hands in the politics of the state. Olusola believes that Fayose is well revered and loved by the populace for his style of governance. Olusola has leverage on this by building strong ties with commercial motorcycle riders and other strata of the society. Olusola has been going about on motorbike as a way of demystifying the highly exalted position of being deputy governor, and the one he intends to assume just to prove a point that he won't be haughty as a governor. In actual fact, Olusola has many things going for him in this campaign. He has been able to capitalize on Fayose's connection with grassroots. The PDP candidate has been savoring this and relying on it to win this election. 2. His achievements in the Ministry of Education. He superintends over lubricants for his campaign. The state came first consecutively in NECO examinations in 2016 and 2017 under Olusola's watch. Giving him the latitude to be in charge of education has brought him closer to the teachers in all the public and private schools across the state. He may use this as a weapon to outwit his main challenger, Drive Kayode Fayemi, because teachers are known to be firm and operate in a cult-like manner when it comes to election. Political analysts in the state still hold that the frosty relationship between Fayemi, the teachers and local government employees largely accounted for his failure in 2014. Added to the foregoing is Olusola's simplicity. Even though he is one of the elites in the academia, the deputy governor has been living modestly, and this shows in his lifestyle. Ability to work with Governor Fayose for 4 years without any row has made people to believe that he must be exceptionally tolerant, because many perceive his principal governor to be exceedingly tough, brash and haphazard in decision-making. Getting funding for his campaign may also not be a problem, because PDP is the ruling party in the state, and many PDP-controlled states, particularly in the oil-rich Niger Delta, are interested in Ekiti election. Apart from this, the PDP kick-started its continuity agenda campaign 2 years ago when Fayose celebrated his 2 years in office. This enabled Fayose to build strong ties with teachers, market men and women, motorcycle riders, artisans, driver unions, civil servants among others. Those ties are being activated for Olusola's election. It is also instructive that Olusola's town, Akere Ekiti in Ekiti South Senatorial District, is the second largest town in the state, and it falls within a district that has never produced the governor since 1999. The agitation of Southern agenda may as well work in his favor. Kayode Fayemi, APC, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, an old war horse and former governor of the state, is the candidate of the APC. Fayemi attended Christ's School, Ado Ekiti, before he proceeded to the University of Lagos, Akoka, where he bagged bachelor's degree in history in 1984. The former Minister of Mines and Steel Development got his PhD in War Studies from the King's College, University of London in 1994. Fayemi, who is fast emerging as political tactician and strategist, was the governor of the state between October 16, 2010 and October 16, 2014. He sought re-election and lost to Governor Fayose. He was later appointed in 2015 by President Muhammadu Buhari as a minister in the Federal Executive Council. During his first term, Fayemi was able to impact positively on Ekiti through his 8-point agenda. It was through this that he initiated projects in all the 133 towns and villages in the state. These achievements have been adding value to his campaign because he has an average of 3 projects in each town to point at during his campaign visits. Fayemi has promised to stick with the 8-point agenda he instituted during his first term. These are good governance, human capital development, infrastructure, tourism development, qualitative education, good health care delivery and commercial agriculture. The former governor did well in the execution of his manifesto, and that is why he has been confident that he would win based on his past records. The APC believes Fayemi has executed a lot of projects that may sway votes in his favor. The Social Security scheme, where over 25,000 aged people above 65 years receive N5,000 monthly stipends, had been widely applauded across the country. It was the first of its kind in Nigeria, and he has promised to revamp the policy if re-elected. The Youth in Commercial Agriculture (YCAD) that employed 1,500 youths, the Peace Corps with 600 operatives, Volunteer Youth Corps, where unemployed graduates were put on salary of N10,000 monthly for their upkeep, Operation Renovate All Schools, where over 1,000 schools were renovated, cash grants for community associations for the execution of about N1 billion projects across ounce, and conditional cash grants to cocoa farmers are among some of his projects that are being showcased at his campaign rallies. All these programs have been abolished by the Fayoso government, and the over 40,000 beneficiaries may want to take the pound of flesh from the PDP in this election. Yemi also enjoys the backing of the presidency. Fayoso has been identified as the main opposition to President Buhari. He has issued many scathing statements against the president on various government policies. This may be the right time to pay back the governor in his own coin. The fact that the federal might will play a significant role on who occupy the governorship seat in Ekiti, which many see as a litmus test for the 2019 general election, is as clear as Northern Star. The former governor is also enjoying the supports of other 32 aspirants that jostled for the governorship ticket with him. None of them has decamped to the PDP, unlike the gale of defections that has hit the ruling party in the state. Top politicians like former governors Niyi Adebayo and Shegun Hon. Opeyemi Bamidele, Senator Babafemi Ajudu, Senator Benga Aluko Hon. Bamidele Faparusi Hon. Femi Bomisile, Mr. Diran Adesua, former Minister Adedayo Adeyeye, and others are supporting Fayemi. These are politicians who call the shots, and this is a boost to the former minister's chances in a way. Sikiru Lawal LP, Dr. Sikiru Lawal, a former deputy governor, is the candidate of the Labour Party, widely perceived as the third force in this election. Lawal was the deputy governor to former Governor Oni. He defected from PDP to LP due to irreconcilable differences with Fayoso. Lawal, an indigene of Ekiti, holds a bachelor's degree in geography education from the University of Ibadan. He got his PhD in educational management from the University of Ilorin. The former deputy governor is a well-loved politician in the state. In fact, his emergence as Oni's running mate contributed immensely to the victory in the 2007 governorship election that was later nullified by the appeal court, which returned Fayemi as validly elected governor. Lawal has a simple approach to life, and he has so many things working positively for him as he goes ahead, having his eyes fixed on the governorship seat. Lawal has encapsulated his manifesto in the acronym AWEH: Agriculture, Wealth Creation, Economic Rebirth and Robust Health. Under this agenda, Lawal promised to adopt a model that would make Ekiti the food basket of the nation by promoting commercial agriculture that will attract the youths into farming. He said he would create wealth by way of promoting local contractors, artisans and market women to be able to synergize with government in the area of business. The former deputy governor promised to attract foreign investors to tap into many untapped resources in the state to shore up the IGR and stop the sole reliance on federal allocation for survival. Lawal has many advantages working for him. One of them is that he is a Muslim, and the adherents of this religion are determined to produce the governor, a feat they have never achieved. He also hails from Ekiti, the largest town where over 40% of the voters are domiciled. These are factors that can be deployed to upset both the PDP and APC in this election. Again, there is this widespread belief that both the APC and PDP have tasted power and have disappointed Ekiti people. It is believed that time has come for the people to test another platform and see whether the state will be better governed. Those who share the view are holding to it tenaciously, and they are making efforts to convince voters. Lawal is also counting on sympathy votes from the civil servants across the state, being a former teacher and director of planning in the State Ministry of Education. Shegun Adewale, ADP. Mr. Shegun Adewale, a former acting chairman of the PDP in Lagos State, is the candidate of Action Democratic Party. Adewale, who hails from Ipoti Ekiti in Ajero local government area of Ekiti State, attended Lagos State University. He contested for senatorial ticket in Lagos West on the platform of PDP but lost. In actual fact, Adewale is not a household name in Ekiti politics, but his campaign has been thorough, and the adoption of a slogan coined from OSA, an abbreviate of his name, to Ozaprapra, has made him more popular among the masses. He is a businessman with interests in aviation, oil and gas and financial sectors. The policy thrust of his manifesto is anchored around improved health, employment generation, human capital development and diversification of economy. The main advantage he enjoys is the fact that he has a very deep purse and has constantly been distributing phone sets, plasma television and other home accessories to people. His wealth has really been a boost to his campaign that is gradually gaining velocity on a daily basis. Added to his deep purse is the fact that he is a youth and the bulk of his followers are youths, who are passionate to make things happen for him. Tunde Afe ANRP, Reverend Tunde Afe, General Overseer of House of Faith Christian Center Ado Ekiti, is the candidate of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party. Afe, a popular and well-respected man of God, is a motivational speaker that has gained statewide respect and reputation. He graduated from the University of Ilorin with a bachelor's degree in accounting. He hails from Itapaji in Akole local government of Ekiti North Senatorial District. He has a fairly big church in Ado Ekiti with large number of followers. His followers are the engine room of his campaign, and they have been going around spreading the gospel that people must embrace change in the upcoming poll. Afe said he decided to join the ANRP because of its special interest in the youths. The thrust of his campaign manifesto are improved agriculture, value reorientation, economic renaissance, employment generation, sports and youth development, as well as human capital development. His eloquence and power of conviction have also helped his campaign. He talked powerfully with confidence, which makes people believe that he has capacity to deliver if given the opportunity. Abiodun Aluko at Mr. Abiodun Aluko, a former deputy governor, is the candidate of the Accord Party. He was deputy to Governor Fayose in his first term, where he served for 1.5 years before he was impeached over disagreement with his principal in 2005. His impeachment was later reversed by the subsequent assembly. He graduated from the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, with a bachelor's degree in geology. He later attended the Federal College of Surveying, Oyo Town, with postgraduate diploma in surveying. He has been practicing surveying and geoinformatics since he graduated from the school. Aluko, who hails from Akere, second largest town in Ekiti, is not only a surveyor but a successful one. He is well loved by Ekiti people because of his brilliance and humility. He is elderly and respected for his integrity in private and public services. Aluko wishes to make great impacts in the areas of agriculture, employment generation, sports development, rural and urban renewal program, solid mineral exploitation, economic rebirth, and health care delivery, among others. The fact that he is from Akere Ekiti, popular, well-loved, and has a fairly deep purse are added advantages to be able to make remarkable presence in this election. Bisi Omoyeni, MPN. Mr. Bisi Omoyeni, a former deputy governor, is the candidate of Mega Party of Nigeria. Though this party has very weak and with little presence in Ekiti in terms of membership, the mere fact that it has adopted a former deputy governor and a renowned banker as its candidate has improved the party's popularity. Omoyeni was a deputy governor to Fayose in his first term, the position he held for 3 months before resigning to assume leadership in Wema Bank as the group managing director of the financial institution. Omoyeni is a first-class graduate of insurance from the University of Lagos. He had always been a banker until he had a stint as a deputy governor in 2005. Omoyeni hails from Ikere Ekiti, the second largest town in the state. He is well accepted by Ikere people, because he was said to have facilitated various opportunities for the youths in terms of employments while in the banking sector. Because of his down-to-earth nature, he is acceptable to the grassroots and the elite across the state. Being from Ikere Ekiti is an added advantage in this election because the town has the capacity to produce swing votes that can upset any party. The town was said to have appealed to Fayose to field him in the PDP, but because of his preference for Olusola, also an indigene of the town, the appeal was rebuffed by the governor. This underscored his acceptability in his home base. Also, Omoyeni's mother hails from Ado Ekiti, and those who believe in family ties and affinity may want to give him votes. Omoyeni, being a former banker CEO, has links with moneybags in the society, and funding his campaign may not constitute an impediment as being experienced in some weak parties. Darbajide PPNAMB. Darbajide, a former secretary to the state government, is the candidate of People's Party of Nigeria. A former Nigerian envoy to Canada, Bajide is the pioneer secretary of the PDP in Ekiti. A lawyer by training, Bajide is a grassroots politician with wide networks across parties in Ekiti. He graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, ILIFE, in 1986 with LLB in law. Being a lawyer and homegrown person, he understands the dynamism of Ekiti politics. Though his party is not popular in the state, his personality could pose problems for the APC and PDP in this coming election. His manifesto is being anchored on youth employment, social security for the elderly, reduced tuition fees in state-owned higher institutions and free education at both primary and secondary cadres, tourism development, commercial agriculture, and transformed civil service. Bajide said Ekiti, being a predominantly civil service state, needs a reformed and energized civil service. He said he would make the civil service the engine room of the government, so that productivity can improve in the public sector. He is of the view that once the civil service can be productive and alive to its responsibility, that other sectors will be reinvigorated to be able to deliver. The former ambassador hails from Alawe in Ekiti South. The fact that the people of the South are resolute to produce the governor may help Bajide in this election. He is popular in Ekiti Southwest Council, his immediate constituency, and winning in that council may be easy for him. He also has sympathizers across other big parties like APC, PDP and MPN. He worked closely with former Governor Oni as SSG, so loyalists of Oni may work for him secretly in this election. Akinna-Egbusi, SDP. Mr. Akinna-Egbusi is the candidate of the Social Democratic Party. Largely unknown in Ekiti politics until he got the ticket, Egbusi clinched the ticket after defeating heavyweights like Darbajide and other contending forces. He is one of the youngest of the 35 candidates that were screened by INEC for this election. He hails from Akole Ekiti in Akole local government area of Ekiti state. He worked in the banking sector for many years before veering into politics. Egbusi has been working tirelessly to prove a point in this election. He doesn't want to look like a minnow callow by the outcome of the poll, hence his resort to serious campaign to be able to outdo the big parties. He said that he threw his hat into the political ring to help liberate the people from poverty and untold hardship occasioned by the misrule of the APC and the PDP administrations. He has been flaunting the credentials of the late Chief Moshood Abiola to campaign to the people. He promised not to deviate a renege from the manifesto Abiola deployed to win the 1993 presidential poll if elected governor. He also promised to make education free up to secondary school, while that of university, polytechnics and colleges would be made affordable for the poor. He promised to set up scholarship scheme and encourage philanthropic gesture to fund education. Igbusi pledged that his administration shall deploy energies to develop tourism, economic infrastructure and human capital development via youth employments if given the opportunity to serve. The best favor Igbusi has been savoring has been that he enjoys enormous acceptability among the youths. Going by the configuration of Ekiti voter register, youths constitutes over 43% of voters. The SDP candidate can get it right if the youths decide to throw the weights behind him. Tosin Ajibe ID. Mr. Tosin Ajibe is the candidate of Independent Democrat. The youngest candidate in this election, Ajibe hails from Akere Ekiti in Akere local government area of the state. A graduate of Business Administration of Ekiti State University, everywhere he visited, Ajibe has been explicit that he was contesting to save the youths from hopelessness. Noting that the youths have been so much subdued in the country, particularly in Ekiti, Ajibe is of the opinion that efforts must be made to salvage them from slavery and for them to regain the political freedom. His campaign is anchored on free tuition fees at primary and secondary levels of education, affordable tuition in all state-owned tertiary institutions and youth employment. He has been lamenting that the state has the highest incidences of youth unemployment in the country and that such must be fought to make Ekiti great again. Being a former students' leader, Ajibe has been making good exploits among the students of Ekiti State University, College of Education, Akere Ekiti and College of Health Sciences in Ajero Ekiti. His campaign has been gaining grounds among the students' population.